last summer, I got an email about a cultural exchange program, and I signed up as interested. Vitelli set up a Zoom for all of those who were interested. And in October, the 12th through the 23rd of October, I went to those 3 countries and had an amazing trip.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's very nice to be with you. So just to get a little bit credibility, let me tell you a little bit about myself, because you already heard the youth student, and I wanted to tell you a little bit about the miles that I have in Rotary. I do personally sponsor a couple of the students in the Rotary Youth Exchange. I've been a part, and I hosted and I traveled with around a dozen of the GSE team from different countries since 2000. I've been a part of the Rotary Friendship Exchange and traveled to different countries. I was the coordinator and international connection from my club with the global grants that went through. And I coordinated and made a number of the projects helping children through the Rotary projects, through the different clubs worldwide for a few $100,000. And basically, I've been in Rotary a little over 24 years. And to better understand my presentation today, I want to tell you a little bit about myself, where I came from. It will give you a little bit more entertaining kind of age and give you more understanding where I'm coming from. Originally, I'm immigrant, like everybody else, first generation or not first generation. I came from Kazakhstan, south of the Soviet Union. I was raised there, lived there till 15 until I left out, and went to music school, music college, music conservatory. I spent over 15 years in the schools and became professional musician. I came to the United States in 1994. And when I came in, I was a musician. I had a music band, and it was a pretty popular band. We played all over the United States, outside of the United States, the tours everywhere, concert programs, performing arts centers, big festivals. We worked with the Disney World, worked with the Dolly. Oh, this is Dolly. She's a very nice lady. So we worked there as well. And basically, we had the show when it was pyramided, when the situation was not that bad with Russia. But actually in the 90s, when the Soviet Union collapsed, it was in demand to give some kind of taste and understanding what kind of culture exists in Russia. We were #1 band from Russia at that time for around a dozen of years. And we were pretty popular. We were that popular that we were invited one day to the big conference for the Rotarians from the Eastern Europe that happened in the middle of the 90s in Denver, Colorado. So we were there as a band to do the presentation. We did presentations successful as usually. Then we were invited to stay there to listen what this whole bunch of people with the ties and suits doing here, because we didn't have any idea. We just did our job. So we sat down, had the lunch, listened, and that was the Rotary moment. Things that I heard there inspired me for the rest of my life. For example, when 600-800 people were sitting there, one club stood up and said, "We traveled to Russia, Siberia, Soviet Union just collapsed. And we have some friends, Rotarians there. There's lots of sick people, there's some good doctors, but there's no any equipment. Anything as a Rotary Club we can do to help them to survive in this time," beginning of the 90s. Okay, another club stood up, said, "We have the hospital donated medical equipment for $5 million because they were renovation, and we have it in storage. We would like to donate it to the area as a project. Only problem will be how to deliver and how to install it." Okay, another club stood up and said, "We have some specialists. We would be willing if you'll be able to ship it. We'll go there for our own expense, install it, and train the staff. We have such specialists." Excellent. Another club stood up and said, "Give us 2 weeks with some connections with the Air Force base there. Give us 2 weeks to deliver all equipment for free. Give us a few weeks." And the speaker stood up and said, "Excellent. This project is decided and done. Let's move to the next one." When I heard that, it was goosebumps on my skin. And to me, it was few people sitting here in a few minutes can make a difference to so many people so quickly, so effectively. I would like to learn about this organization. I would like to be a part of this organization. I would like to find a way to contribute by being a part of organization. This is my route as a Rotarian started right there. Recommended and pushed by the 2 district governors, I moved from Colorado to Cleveland and was pretty much pushed to be a part of the big Rotary Club in Cleveland. Around 150 people at the meeting, very big club, but mostly older people. I mean, the next age in my club of Rotarian by the age could be my grandfather, but it was okay. I knew that there's a lot to learn from this, these great people. So when I got to the Cleveland Club, I was a witness of the friendship exchange that happened, or GSE, or some other thing, that the group from Russia that came in and was hosted there. So I immediately became a part of that. But how it started? I guess started big in 1945 when American and Soviet Union soldiers met on the Elbe River. And many years after, in the 90s, veterans had chance to connect. And when they connected, eventually it came out that our veterans from the United States went to visit to Russia, to Stalingrad, with their fellow from Russian country, Russian army from 45. When they went there, a number of veterans were Rotarians. So they started Rotary Club in Volgograd that eventually became pretty popular and pretty active Rotary Club. And when this exchange started and the Volgograd Rotary Club came to Cleveland, I was there. By speaking Russian language, I became a translator, entrepreneur, driver, host, and everything. And I was very happy to be like this. So it was such a great exchange, and people met. I went to all socials, all meetings. And to me, were things that I heard when people saying, we are such a great friends right now, great relationship. If it happened before, if we had that opportunity during the Cold War time, we would break that wall much sooner. To me, as to some other members of the club, was pretty obvious this kind of exchanges, this kind of connections makes a big difference. I had an idea, club supported me, we started the project, committee was formed, and we thought to start the organization that will systemize this kind of exchanges, to put them on a regular basis. So after a number of the meetings, and with the blessing of the Rotary president of that year, because we presented this project to the Rotary president, we actually started non-profit organization called Rotary Children's Fund that later was renamed to Reunite Cultures Fund. And I guess the idea of this organization was to establish and manage and coordinate this kind of exchanges between Rotarians and give the young people opportunity to be a part of such a great organization in Rotary. So this organization was inspired by Rotarians. It was inspired by Rotarians, it was funded by Rotarians, and it's run by Rotarians following the Rotary principle and 4-way test, as all of you know. But we also wanted to keep it active, keep it effective. So to be able to do this, it has to be fun as well. So it has to be fun, and it is. Basically, one of our focuses of organization was to organize, to coordinate friendship exchange trips, to oversee, to connect with other Rotarians, to connect, to socialize, to have the great time, explore the country, to learn about the projects that other Rotary clubs do, so potentially we can join the efforts, being successful, making the magic in the world. And we did. And Linda was a great member, very pleasurable member of the group that went, actually this group behind me, that went to Switzerland, Germany, and France. Just a couple of words about that trip. We started in Switzerland, went into Lucerne, Zurich, Dresden, and we went to Germany, to Bavaria, met with the Rotarians who came in and came out a few times. It's been a few years relationship. Then we went for wine tasting to France, came back to Zurich, I guess, to have a great time there. And it was a 10 days, very effective, very fun trip. And basically, when we traveled there, we had an opportunity, it's like most of the trips happen, to meet with Rotarians, have the socials, have the wine tasting. Rotarians will guide us to visit and see the best places there. And the hospitality that we had today from the Rotarians was unbelievable. We became a great friends. We learned about things that's happening in those clubs, and each of the members who participated in the project brought this information back to their state. So this trip is just one of the trips that actually happened for the last 20 years. We made quite a few trips. Just for last 2 years, we had around 19 countries that we visited, 19 countries. And basically, this is behind me. It's just the countries and the places that we visited with the Rotarian teams from Rotary, different clubs, different districts, different states for last 2 years. Pretty often, it happened that we go for the 10 days trip before or after Rotary Convention to the same area. So it's makes sense to visit the 10 days, have a great trip, and combine it with the Rotary Convention. So it happened before in Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore. It happened before I guess next thing that we're going to Vietnam in June. So that would be right next to the convention that most of the people will go to the convention. In 2027, we go through the 5 different countries in the United Arab Emirates, and we'll end up our trip in Dubai, where the next Rotary Convention 2007 will happen. So this is just the photos from the last trips that we had a number of the years. Your question probably right away, how much it cost, what's involved. Basically, a trip for 10 days will cost around $3,000, and it doesn't cover the airline and transportation, and 4+ star hotels accommodations are part of that cost that you're paying. And again, so what's left? We do have lots of meals, but most of them usually covered by the hotel in the morning. If we go to sometimes it doesn't. And most of the times we have them some fellowship with the clubs and the social, so that's kind of cover the food meals. One of the reasons that we actually doing these projects and traveling to different countries, we're always looking for the young people to inspire them that Rotary is the great organization, and it's not only for old people. It's an organization that gives the opportunity for networking, exploring the world, to express yourself, to doing good things. So basically, along with the traveling, with the Rotarians, we look for the young people, talented young people. One of the requirements, they have to be 16 to 21. Another one, they have to be talented in something, to be able to demonstrate the talent, so we can present them as a cultural ambassadors. They usually come to the United States for 2-3 weeks at the time. And here in the United States, we have a couple buses, and one of those was donated by the Mercedes, and this is specifically just for those tours. So we have them like every other month. We have the groups of the young people from different countries that come to the United States, and you're not responsible for that. We organize that, but if your club is on the way, we'll be happy to visit your club. When the group's coming in, we work with them. We actually prepare them to do the presentations in Rotary clubs, cultural presentations in the schools, lecture in the colleges, workshops, etc., etc. And also, by traveling through the United States, one of the ideas that they actually present their culture, being responsible, learn about Rotary, and have the great time in the United States. Also, by traveling and seeing United States, they do learn about United States. So all along this, each tour that we're doing, even for the young people, we do pretty much same thing as the Rotarians do for us when we travel to different countries, seeing the highlights of that's on the tour, museums, national parks, and the hospitality from the local people. And of course, there's lots to learn in the United States about the democracy, about the beautiful history, about our system, and most of all, about the beautiful people, great people that live in the United States. And pretty often kids hosted for the day or two by the Rotarians. So there's one of the ways for them to learn about the Rotary. Most of the times when they come back to their country, they become Rotaractors, Interactors, they join organizations. So far we had over 500 young people join Rotary in the different forms like Rotaract, Interact after this tour. So it's a great way, great tool to encourage young people to participate. If you like to learn more about the organization, if you feel that you would like to be a part of the tour and travel to the United States, that's probably the best way to do this. Probably go on the website. If you go on the website, reuniteculturesfund.org. If you go there, that is the first page, and you can see the first 3 upcoming tours for the Rotarians. You can see the countries of the young people that coming to the United States. You can see the money that we're donating by going to those countries, and we're really making a difference by putting the different projects through. And there's a maps, there's a documents, everything, and the videos of all the tours. So basically, if you want to see all the tours, this is called Friendship Exchange, RCF Friendship Exchange. And pretty much you can see this is the live page. We always update it. In a couple of weeks we're going to Peru, to Cusco, Machu Picchu. We're visiting with around 15 Rotary clubs along the way in Cusco and in Lima. Cuba trip, most likely it will be canceled because mess is happening there and flights stop flying there, but we have the trip and Rotarians ready, so we probably have to cancel it. Rotarians coming to the United States from Azerbaijan, from Morocco, and from Germany. Then we're going to the Vietnam, North and South Vietnam, because some of the Rotarians who requested the trips, they was involved many years ago and wanted to come back and see the North and South Vietnam. So we have a great trip, and Rotarians hosting us. We have the trip to Africa, to Tanzania. We're going for the 1 week to the safari tour. Then we're going to support and visit the school in the south of Tanzania that Catholic Church is getting involved, putting $5 million. So they wanted Rotarians to come there and see what they're doing and what we're doing. And another trip that already in the process is right before the Rotary Convention in United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Bahrain, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai, and this is where Rotary Convention will be. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can get to that website where you can find this website. You can scan this code. You can go to the ReuniteCulturesFund.org. If you decide to join our team and travel to the one or another country, you're very welcome. We would love to have you in our teams. I think so far we did pretty good at this point by traveling to with these tours. And we had over 100 exchanges. We worked with almost 700 organizations. We reached in United States with the presentation over 1 million people. If you like to sign up, we have the page on the Facebook, and it's right there. It's a RCF, and this is just one most recent trip there. We have the YouTube channel where all the videos from each tour are displayed and played. You can sign up for this video. It's Rotarian blog. Around 14,000 Rotarians sign up for already and following this YouTube. If you want to see the all videos from the past trips, it's kind of entertaining. So you just go to this page and click past trips, and that should be there. And if you have any questions, right there, it's a past trips. So pretty much you can see every trip in the video that we made. You can click on that, and they're all there, just to give the idea what kind of fun, what kind of experience that we have by traveling to these trips. So that was my presentation, ladies and gentlemen. Feel free to make a note in case if you wanted to participate in this project in the future. If you have any questions, that would be a good time to ask the question.
Okay, thank you, Mike Valley. Any questions, please?